What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 squad? Welcome back to another video, and thank you guys for being so patient with me. I've been trying to get videos out the past couple of days. You guys know, if you guys checked out the Entertainer Talking Sports, I did a video with him. We're doing my picks are going to be on his channel as well. So if you guys want to know my NFL picks, I won't be doing them on this channel this year. It's going to be on Chris's channel. We're collabing for picks on his channel, and we might be calling games on Monday night with each other. We'll see how it goes. But today we're going to be talking about the Giants versus the Cowboys week 1. We're going to do a preview, and it's going to be the same format as last year. If you guys were with me last year, how I did the previews last year, it's going to be the same exact way. So let's get right into it. By the way, guys, I am getting over a cold, so if I sound nasally, if I sound congested, if I sound terrible, I'm slowly dying, but I'm okay. So first up, let's talk about the injury report. Now, the Giants aren't very banged up. I think the most notable player on the injury report that did not practice is Darius Slayton. Mike Remmers as well, but I believe Mike Remmers will play. His injury is a illness/back injury, so I think he may play. We'll see what happens. I think that back has been bothering him for a while, but I think we've been resting him up, and I think he'll be fine. And Darius Slayton, I believe the hamstring injury has been a problem since he got drafted, and he was able to play in one of the games, but still with the hamstring injury. Antonio Hamilton is out with some kind of, I don't know what that says there. I really don't know what that means, but he's a full participant, so he's fine. Nate Stupar with a concussion, he's a full participant. He's fine. Garrett Dickerson did not practice with a quad injury. I'm hoping we get a lot of 2 tight end sets, so maybe he will be in there at some point. Hopefully he does get to play. Next up, we have the Dallas Cowboys, and their injury report is freaking stacked. But a lot of these guys are full participants, so I don't really imagine them being out for this game in week 1. Amari Cooper with the foot, Tyrone Crawford hip, Blake Jarwin foot. I assume that says foot or foo, whatever that means. Byron Jones says hi. So, I don't know what these guys really typed in there. DeMarcus Lawrence with a shoulder. I mean, most of these guys are full participants. The only guys that did not practice are, former New York Giant Darian Thompson, Boise State Broncos, Donovan Wilson, and last but not least, we have Luke Gifford, the linebacker. So, everybody else is a full participant or limited participant. Zach Martin with the back. So, I think they'll be okay for week 1. So, on to my initial thoughts of this game. I think the Giants have a less chance of winning this game now. I thought they could compete in this game without Ezekiel Elliott, but as you guys know, Ezekiel Elliott did get paid. He will be back for week 1, and I think the question is he still up to full form? People are saying that he was training in Cabo. He's been in the best shape of his life, but of course you're going to hear that from every news media outlet, but is he really ready to play? He hasn't played in any preseason games. He hasn't practiced at all. I mean, he's going to be really rusty. I mean, just running drills and things like that for a whole summer might not get you ready for week 1. So we'll see what happens with Ezekiel Elliott. But in my opinion, the Cowboys have so much more of an advantage with Ezekiel Elliott in the lineup. This is going to be one of the toughest games the Giants play this season, and it happens to happen in week 1. So this is going to be a tough one. I don't think the Giants are going to pull this one out. Of course, I'm going to be rooting them on, but it's going to be very, very hard to do that with Ezekiel Elliott there. And a lot of these Cowboys players healthy. I mean, none of these guys, I mean, they're pretty much rolling in with a full depth chart. So, guys, let's get into my 3 keys to success. And as you guys know, my 3 keys to success, not to brag or anything, but my 3 keys to success have been pretty vital to the Giants' failure or victory in these games, and I think they really do matter. So let's get on to my 3 keys to success. First key, Saquon needs to run the ball just as much as Zeke, or maybe even just collectively the running back group needs to run the ball as much as the Dallas Cowboys do. Why? Because the Dallas Cowboys predicate their offense on time of possession and running the ball down your throat, wearing down the defense. In order to counter that, the Giants need to do the same. Now, with the Giants' revamped offensive line, it's completely different from last year. I expect them to do well. This Cowboys defensive line is okay. It's actually pretty good. So, there's going to be a tough task for them in week 1. but they have to keep up with the Dallas Cowboys. That's what they base their offense on. They run the ball with Zeke, and they set up play action downfield. They have speedy receivers that can stretch the field, like a Tavon Austin, like a Randall Cobb, like a Amari Cooper, to note. So, that's what the Giants are going to have to do. They have to keep up with the Dallas Cowboys as far as running the ball. My second key to success, and I think this is very vital here, the Giants' D-line must be held accountable. They must be able to handle their own. Why? Because we will not win this game if we just stack the box the whole time, 8 guys in the box most of the time, trying to stop Ezekiel Elliott. Now, we drafted Dexter Lawrence, we have Dalvin Thompson, we have B.J. Hill for these reasons of stopping the run. Maybe for Ezekiel Elliott by himself. I mean, he is just a monster in our division, and these guys need to be able to stop the run. That's what they are known for, so they need to be held accountable in doing that, because we can't stack 8 in the box all the time. Dak Prescott is great at setting up play action and throwing the ball down the field in bootlegs and things like that. So the Giants cannot bite on the play action. They have to they have to be able to be ready for the pass, because that's how they're going to strike us and move down the field and stretch the field. And my last key to success: quick throws and play action. We have to start playing like the Dallas Cowboys to beat the Dallas Cowboys. We have to throw the ball in a quick way. When we do set up play action, quick slants, quick posts, quick outs, things like that to gash the defense, get them tired, and wear them down. I don't suggest we throw the ball deep, because Darius Slayton, I don't think he's going to be healthy. Sterling Shepard, he's not much of a field stretcher. We don't have any field stretchers on the team right now. So quick throws, possession throws, just throws that, to the sticks and keep the ball moving is how we can potentially stay in this game. So play action and quick throws are going to be very vital to this team's success. So now we're going to move on to the depth chart advantages. Who has the edge in the depth charts? So we're going to be comparing the rosters, and we'll see who has the advantage. First up, at quarterback, I mean, I don't like Dak Prescott, but I have to give it to Dak Prescott. I'm going to give the edge to the Dallas Cowboys as far as the advantages go. They have the advantage at quarterback. Next up, we have the running backs. Now, this is going to be running backs as a whole. This is not going to be running backs, the starting running back like Saquon versus Ezekiel Elliott. This is going to be the running backs as a whole. And I'm going to give it to Dallas Cowboys because of the main fact that their backups can be starters. You got Tony Pollard, you got Alfred Morris. I like these guys. And so if Ezekiel Elliott does come off the field, Tony Pollard is going to be great as a spell running back. Same thing with Alfred Morris. So, they're going to have the same production no matter who's on the field there. I love Saquon. I think he's the better running back than Ezekiel Elliott. But Wayne Gallman and Paul Perkins, I don't think is going to be, going to be able to carry the same load as a Tony Pollard or an Alfred Morris is. I don't think they're going to have the same production to help Saquon Barkley. Next up, we have the wide receivers, and I have to give it to the Dallas Cowboys once again. Sterling Shepard is great, but he's not better than Amari Cooper. You got Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, who I'm not the biggest fan of. We have Randall Cobb in there as well, and Tavon Austin. These guys can stretch the field. They can be a really big threat. I know Tavon Austin isn't the best of receivers, not the best hand catcher, but he has been known to stretch the field a lot. And if I'm not mistaken, he did do a number on us last year, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. Next up, we have the tight ends. Now, I'm going to give the tight end edge to the New York Giants. I believe Evan Ingram is going to be possibly a top 5. I'm not going to say top 5 tight end. He's going to be a top 10 tight end in this league this year. I think he's going to get a really good opportunity to do that. Then you got Rhett Ellison there, who is, still a good tight end, good at run blocking as well. Garrett Dickerson has been doing well in the preseason, and Eric Tomlinson has been the starter for the Jets for a couple seasons. So we have a good tight end group. And then on the Cowboys side of the ball, you have Jason Witten, Blake Jarwin, and Dalton Schultz. So not very optimistic about the tight end group for the Dallas Cowboys. And then last but not least, on the offense, we have the offensive line, and it's not even fair. You have to give it to the Dallas Cowboys here. Everybody's healthy. Tyron Smith, Connor Williams, Travis Frederick is back. Zach Martin and Lyle Collins, who just signed his deal, is also back. So that being said, the Dallas Cowboys definitely has the advantage in the offensive line. We then move on to the defensive line. Now, they run a different defense than us, so it's going to be hard to compare. They run a 4-3, we run a 3-4. So, as far as the defensive line goes, you've got Tyrone Crawford at D-tackle, as well as Malik Collins, Christian Covington, Antoine Woods. A lot of these guys, Tristan Hill, they drafted from the second round out of UCF. And, the defensive tackles are great there. You look at the defensive ends, you got DeMarcus Lawrence, Tank Lawrence, Dorrance Armstrong, Taco Charlton, Kerry Hyder from the Detroit Lions. They have a great amount of depth on that defensive line. Now, I like the Giants' defensive line, but to me, they're very one-dimensional. They are not pass-rushing guys. B.J. Hill is probably the best pass rusher out of those guys as far as the D-line goes. You can put the edge rushers as defensive linemen. So in this case, I may just have them there as a defensive lineman, like Lorenzo Carter and Kareem Martin and Marcus Golden. But these guys are just not better than the Dallas defensive line. So I'm going to give them the edge. D-line, edge, Dallas Cowboys. Next, we look at the linebacking core. Now, this is not even close as well. The one of the biggest strengths the Dallas Cowboys have is that linebacking core with Leighton Vander Esch, Boise State Bronco, and then Jalen Smith and Sean Lee, guys like that. And for the Giants, we have Alec Ogletree, who is just overrated to the highest extent. Tay Davis still needs to prove himself. Ryan Connolly is a rookie. Nathan Stupar is nothing but a special teams guy. And then we got David Mayo we use for special teams as well. So the Giants are in kind of a disarray as far as the inside linebacking core goes. We definitely need some help there. So I'm going to give the edge to the Dallas Cowboys. Next up, we have the cornerback core. Now, this is very interesting here. So, the cornerbacks, we've got for the Dallas Cowboys, Byron Jones, Anthony Brown, Chidobe Awuzie, Jordan Lewis, guys like that, and then all these other guys I don't really know of. But those main guys, those four cornerbacks are pretty much going to be on the field for the Dallas Cowboys. And for the Giants, we have Janoris Jenkins, DeAndre Baker, Grant Haley, Corey Ballentine, and pretty much those guys there. And listen, and Julian Love, who is listed as a safety but can play cornerback. So I'm going to give the edge to the New York Giants just because of the versatility they have there. They have a lot of guys there, a lot of talent, very good amount of depth there. Corey Ballentine can easily be a starter, and he's probably the last guy. He is the last guy listed on this cornerback depth chart. So I'm going to give the edge at cornerback to the New York Giants. Next up, we have the safeties. Now, I'm very optimistic about Jabril Peppers. I love Jabril Peppers. He really changed my mind as far as when we drafted him, when we traded for him. But if you look at the safeties for the Dallas Cowboys, you got Xavier Woods and Jeff Heath. I really don't like these guys. They're not very good. And I don't want to be biased, but I'm going to have to give the edge to the New York Giants. You got Antoine Bethea, who's coming back, coming out from a 100-tackle season. He's been really looking good in the preseason. He's been looking all right in the preseason, but he's proven to be a good mentor for these young guys, and he's doing his part. And then Jabril Peppers, who remains a complete beast. He's played well this whole preseason, really defying expectations. And then Julian Love back there as a free safety as well. Michael Thomas and Sean Chandler, these guys are great. So I'm going to give the edge to the New York Giants as far as the safeties go. Then we talk about special teams. I think the advantage there is Aldrick Rosas at kicker. I think he's one of the best kickers in the league. And Cowboys fans hate Brett Maher. So I'm just going to give the advantage to Aldrick Rosas there. But then punter and kick returner really doesn't matter to me. So that being said, that is my preview. Final thoughts of this game. I'm going to give the Dallas Cowboys the obvious win. If you guys saw my week 1 picks with the Entertainer Talking Sports, I'll leave the link of the video in the description. I had the Dallas Cowboys covering the spread of 7 points, so I have them winning by over a touchdown. I'm going to say the Dallas Cowboys win 24-13. I think it's going to be that type of game for us. I think it's going to be a struggle for us throughout the game to keep up with Ezekiel Elliott and the play action that Dallas really loves to do. So that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. And I will see you guys in the next video.